the pitch. Is Luke towards shortstop. Petroselli's back. He's got it. The Red Sox win. And it's pandemonium on the field.
Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, brought to you each week by the National Sports Collectors Convention. Join us every Wednesday evening at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time and get the latest news from the greatest experts in the sports collectibles world. You can watch us on the Great American Collectibles Facebook page, as well as YouTube, or you can listen to us on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, or any of your favorite podcast platforms. And now your hosts, award-winning sports collectibles author Tom Zappola and Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli.
Okay, high above courtside, the Phoenix Towers, 18th floor, Tom Zappola, Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. Do you remember that? You guys remember Louis? Hi, John. Let's say hi to John.
Oh,
right
John.
away.
Yeah.
JT, John, Tommy. John's with us for the whole hour. But Lou, do you remember high above courtside, Johnny Most?
Oh, of course, yes.
Right? We used to. Did you ever go?
Sure.
No.
See,
Yeah, but I'm saying, but the Celtics games that you used to go to, you probably had seats on the floor.
No.
You never got VIP seats?
No. I wouldn't take him anyway.
Get seats in the balcony with us and the rats.
Exactly. I used to $2, third balcony, $2 on Sunday afternoons with
The
Dennis.
gallery, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yep.
Times have changed.
Times have changed, but anyway.
Hey,
well,
good to be you.
Yeah,
Good to
yeah.
be with you guys. Really,
Yeah.
it's I was really anxious to get on the show just to say hello to you, and not that we don't talk to each other. No, but it's great.
Yeah, listen, I'm coming off the IR. I had a really bad cold, and I blame you for that.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, okay.
You know,
All right.
you know why?
No.
Because at the airport, all of your little groupies had to surround you and talk to you at the airport. Hi, Mr. Petroselli.
Yeah.
And guys were coughing and all that stuff. All
That's
right?
right. Okay.
All right.
I'll take the blame.
That's basically what happened.
But we're going to heal you, my son.
Oh, that's great. All right, listen, we have a good show. John is with us for the whole hour. Nobody else. John Taube from JT Sports.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Lou's
Well,
with us.
Lou's with us all the time.
Well,
Yep.
he's the best.
I'm just always here.
JT, how you going? Everything is good? What's going on? You're in Florida.
Everything's good. I'm down here, but I've got your cold too. Same thing. I think I got it on the plane coming down.
So I definitely did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the only guy up north and I'm healthy and you guys all have colds?
I'll tell you what, it's a nasty cold. But John, the way I look at it, it's a nasty cold, but it's a cold, not the flu. No chills, no fever, none of that stuff. And I'm on day 3, so I'm kind of still not there, but you know.
You will be. Yeah, and listen, it happens to everybody, except me.
Anyway, yesterday I rolled out of bed because I was miserable, and I went out and I laid in the sun for about 45 minutes.
I think that's
what
a
I
good
did.
idea.
That's what I
Vitamin D and all that.
Yeah,
But, not much going on, John, with your team, the New York Yankees and the Red Sox, some of the other clubs. These guys are waiting for Bellinger and some of these.
Bregman.
Bregman, yeah. I mean, what's going on?
Well, interesting article in the New York Post today. They're talking about they're doing comparative on lineups. Who do you think is the strongest lineup? Blah blah blah, and lo and behold, comes down it's the Yankees.
Yeah, but
everybody
knows that when they're hitting.
Yeah, but
even though they've been idle, this winter, they're talking about is their overall run production, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the only problem with that team is they have a manager who makes very poor decisions. But that's just my opinion.
That's true. I think a lot of Yankee fans, we're tired of just living with memories, and I wouldn't mind a change in the entire front office.
I think the Red Sox are going to be fine. If the Red Sox sign Bregman, look, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Red Sox signed Bregman.
Bregman.
I think they're in the hunt. I think they're in the hunt.
They want to
The hunt, but the division is very tough.
I'm sorry?
They're in the hunt, but the division alone is very tough.
It is tough. I think if they can land one more decent pitcher, we'll see what happens. Anyway,
of course.
John, a a lot going on. How's business right now? Is this a slow time for you or busy time for you?
Well, yeah, of course. Right after the week between Christmas and New Year's, and then the first couple of weeks after, it's a little, a little touch and go. It's quiet.
Yeah.
But as far as the authentications are concerned, PSA, thank goodness, knock wood, every day something comes in the door. So it's always exciting.
That's awesome. I got to tell you something about PSA. The book project we're working on, Ellen and I and Leighton. So the last chapter in the book is called A Nat Turner Collection. And I've been on the phone with Nat maybe 10 times, just talking about his collection. And I have there's a whole new perspective of Nat Turner that I have. He is just, again, he's a 37-year-old guy. You know what I mean? That's a collector that just is passionate about his collection, and it is pretty extensive. But the guy he's legit passionate about this hobby. It really is. And you've had dealings with him, correct?
Well, honestly, I've met Nat only a couple of times, and that would be, at our booth at the National. I understand, he's an avid card collector.
Big time.
Big time.
I mean, some of the stuff that he has, again, we talk about it in the book, but you know what he's got? He's got a 1948 unopened Bowman box, baseball box. Unopened.
Wow, nice.
I mean, crazy stuff.
If I may, I'm not just saying this because
You'd never do it.
No, I
know.
I'm
just
looking at the model. Anyway, every collector should buy this book.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm not just saying because the reason is the interest to see how these rare things were found. And all the different stories. I can't wait to. Well, I know you'll probably give me one. Or
I'll give you. Lou, you and Lou get a book. You guys get a book.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, but seriously, really do. I really feel that. I can't wait.
Well, there's some very cool stories,
and you learn a lot from it. If you're a collector, say, geez, this was found blankety blank. And,
right.
Hey, maybe I.
And what's happening today, so let's go back 10, 15, 20 years when some of these, you mentioned the, Tom, the Breslow Ruth.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity of finding it. Now march down the road another 10 years, forward. And suddenly now we're able to photo match.
I know that. Joe told me that story.
Exactly.
I mean, that was like, are you kidding me? You want to tell the story, John? Because Joe is the one that photo matched it, correct?
Correct. Joe photo matched it.
Orlando.
We found, there's a picture of Breslow, with the bat. I'm sorry, with Ruth with the bat. And, Joe, we start looking at the image and bingo, there it is, unequivocal.
Well, Joe explained to me, I'd like you to follow up. Joe explained to me that no two bats are alike. It's just like fingerprints because there are no two types of grain that are the same. Is that true?
That is correct. You may get a similar, we'll call it witch's peaks.
Yeah.
You're familiar with on the grain of the bat. You'll see that on the face grain on the front and the back barrel. But no two are alike. If some are going to be close, but if once you get involved with the authentication process, there are definite differences that are unique to each bat.
John, when I played, it was kind of told to us, I don't know if it was Williams, but try to get the wide,
Correct.
wide grain.
Really?
The bat, yeah. And it seemed to be true in most cases that they were a little harder but not always. Sometimes the thin grain was hard and you couldn't figure it out. Well, we used batting practice to see which is which.
Well, so Ted, surprisingly, the bulk of not even the bulk, probably all of the Williams gamers that we've authenticated have a thin grain, not a wide grain.
Yeah.
When you look at the bats of Tony Gwynn, you definitely see a wide grain.
Is the bat more crackable if it's a thin grain?
That's what they told us.
Oh,
Well, I can't say. I think that's going to depend on the individual bat and the grain and the integrity of the grain from the handle up through the barrel.
Louis, jump in here, by the way, brother.
John, I was wondering about, first of all, I'm fascinated. My favorite thing about collecting is this vast underground pool of stuff that just keeps coming up, just keeps coming out from attics and wherever the hell they come from. And I'm just curious about how deep that actually is. But with the matching grain, when you're trying to authenticate bats, photo match bats, that seems rather complicated. Is AI getting into this at all? Have they been able to match grains with AI?
Well, we have not done so, at the office, but from what I understand, yes. And you have to be careful with AI because AI, from an authentication point of view, you have to start looking at these images that are, being handed to you as photo matched to make sure that these images are not manipulated.
Do the images you're using for vintage bats have the type of resolution and quality to be able to allow you to match grains to the bats?
No, that's really the area of opportunity with the vintage material. You're
Really?
trying to find an image that is clear enough. When you get to prior to even 2000, you start getting into digital imagery, which is not near as clear as it is today. And then when you get back into black and white photography and the images from the 20s, 30s, 40s, etc., it's very difficult. That's why a piece like the Breslow bat is so unique.
Really cool. That's a really cool story on the whole Breslow bat. I spoke to I can't remember his name. I know you know the players, but we talked. I can't remember who it was, but the guy that bought it from that bat changed hands probably a half a dozen times. Richard Angrist owned it. I know you know everybody that owned it, but great history in the bat, and Joe has it prominently in his office displayed.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It has one of the most beautiful signature and inscription. It's it's black as night. The pen, it's flawless. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a great bat.
I want to ask, John, the store-bought bats, some of them, somebody sent me a bat from Cape Cod, and it was, fancy, it was indented, carved out with a bat, and it had my name on it. I don't know what.
So did you sign above it?
No, I kept it.
He gave you.
Yeah, he gave me the bat, but store-bought. There's a person in Massachusetts I've been in touch with. He has a bunch of bats.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much value to that. I mean, how about if Rico signs it?
Well,
no,
Rico, on the barrel of the bat, did it say Cape Cod League?
Cape Cod, whatever the bat company, maybe Cape Cod Bat Company, something like that.
Cape Cod Bat Company. So it's not a Louisville Slugger.
No, it's just
strictly.
Hey, John, you went dark a little bit. Did you? The lights go off?
No, I haven't touched anything.
Really?
Sun went down, or sun went out, or something.
Well, that could be.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah, you look as though you're in kind of a dark room.
Nothing has changed. No.
Interesting.
There it
So
goes.
now it's back on. Now you're back.
Yeah.
sun's out.
Now you're back. We are talking to John Taube from JT Sports. And by the way, a shout out to Tawny Treska. Tawny is the owner of this condo, and her husband threatened me, said if you don't give her a shout out, I'm going to have to beat the hell out of you. So
You're going down 18
I'm giving
floors.
her. Hey, John, we talked. You and I and Rico talked about this at the Philly show, and there's kind of two schools of thought. Let's talk about the Babe Ruth Corked Bat. Now, you authenticated that bat.
Yes.
That bat, first of all, whoever bought that bat paid a lot less than I kind of thought it was going to be worth. Do you have a theory behind that? that bat, because there's one school of thought is that bat could have very well been corked after Babe Ruth's passing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as I mentioned, at the Philly show, when we did the the spot there at the show, it's the first Ruth bat that I've seen since I've been involved in the industry that was visibly corked. Who corked it? That is, you can always question that.
Right.
You can always question it because you haven't seen it. But also remember, Ruth was also a showman.
Yeah.
Okay. We all know about the exhibitions that he put on and the barnstorming games that he participated in, the home run derby contests that he participated in. This, it might have been something, that maybe he tried.
Like a WWE thing he had.
Okay, but the one thing about Ruth, about his bats in general, especially from that time period, you're not talking about a bat that was used by the average player.
Right.
This bat, even with the cork, this bat weighed over 40 ounces, 36 inches, 40 ounces. So in my mind, there's no question that Ruth used the bat. It's a matter of maybe when, and it could have been done afterwards. Don't get me wrong. Could have been done, but I don't think it was. I think it was done during his career.
Yeah, I think it was an exhibition bat. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's my theory too.
Since it's come out, it could make his bats look bad, so to speak.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No way.
No, I'm saying, geez, are they all corked?
No.
So on.
John, how many
just
Ruth
saying,
bats, John? How many Ruth bats have gone through your hands?
You could tell it.
How many Ruth bats have gone through my hands?
Yeah.
Let's say over 100.
Right.
And
X-rayed
none of them
any of
were
them?
corked.
Excuse me?
Have you
None of them
X-rayed
were
any of them?
Oh, no. We do an examination, and it's you can
Don't touch me.
you can tell when the barrel of the bat's been corked.
Begging you. Okay. All right. You're like the kiss of death. Don't touch the computer. You are the
But
kiss of death.
I don't believe. Do I believe Ruth cheated? No.
No.
There's no way. I think it was strictly an exhibition. I think it could be a bat that's that he tried it. He wanted to see what it was like. But did he use it in a major league game? I don't believe he did.
John, can you explain? I can't remember. Somebody was talking about it. What's a vaulted bat?
A vault mark bat?
A vault marked bat. That's what it is. What's a vault marked bat?
A vault marked bat is a bat that was, let's say spring training. Okay.
Yeah.
The H&B used to have trucks that would actually come to spring training, and they would spin bats on a lathe right there, give it to a player. So now the player uses the bat, okay, likes the model, okay, takes the bat, sends it into Louisville Slugger to order more bats of the same model. Now Louisville takes that, and if let's say Rico sends it in, okay. It's going to get vault marked, the P for Petrocelli. Okay, P like 104, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
And the number represents that number is the player, the 104th player whose last name starts with P. That's kind of the way they did it. And now that goes into their vault room to be used as a template for all future orders, not only by Rico, but by any player who wants to order the P104. And the P104 happens to be Joe Pepitone.
So the you use the U1?
Well, yeah, I never used, I think.
But what did the U stand for?
Well, umbrella.
Well, U is the player, is the name of the player who first used that model.
Okay.
But, usually, I mean, the bats in spring training, we take And I know other clubs did that because, when they filled up the van or the truck to go to spring training, they made a big deal out of it. And then they took all the bats that were in the room and brought them there. And I can't remember anybody ordering, maybe Yaz, ordering bats in spring training. So that had to be done.
Well, wait a second. How did you what about your bats?
No, I never had a P for Petroselli. I always used another W215 Williams M110 man.
So, but did you order those bats yourself?
Yeah, we ordered it from
H&B or whoever.
Yeah, guy that would
But how did you get exposed to that particular model to like it? Did they bring them around the spring training and you just tried?
Yeah, other guys had the bat, like Yaz used the W215 a lot. And then
Louisville they had a number of, if you want to call it, stock models. K55 is one. M110 is a very frequent used bat. R43 for Babe Ruth. That was another very frequent. S2, Vern Stevens. These were very common models that were used in the minors and spring training, by the dozens.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
That K55 had a big barrel. Boy, I tried it one time. It didn't work.
What bat? I know you use a W215 and you use the U1, correct?
The U1, I think I used for a year and a half.
What was the one that you used most of your career? The W215?
W215, M110. There was another one, an
S44.
I remember that, but it wasn't that. It was something else.
So
there was a thin handle bat.
What was the
S2?
one?
S2?
S2.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So what was the one that you went 0 for 32 with?
Oh, a lot of bats.
Who is U1, John? Do you know?
Excuse me?
Who is U1?
U1. I would have, I would. It's not Ted Eulander. I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look it up.
All right, listen, we're going to take a break. John Taube from JT Sports, the Batman, is in the house. We are broadcasting live from the 18th floor of the Phoenix Towers in beautiful Singer Island. And we have a balcony here, so if Rico misbehaves, he goes off the balcony. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to have another Crackerjack moment, and John is with us for the rest of the hour. So hang in there, and we shall return.
You will have another coffee cake. That was pretty good.
I'm Rebecca Curry, a two-time child cancer survivor, recipient, and advocate for Lucy's Love Bus. The mission of Lucy's Love Bus, 501c3 nonprofit, is to provide joy, comfort, and quality of life for the entire family of children with cancer. Since 2006, they have delivered love and comfort to over 3,000 children with cancer and their family members across New England. The dream of Lucy Grogan, an 11-year-old cancer patient, was to help kids with cancer who are suffering right now, before there is a cure, by offering free, integrative therapies like art, music, horseback riding, and many other activities. Unfortunately, Lucy passed away, but her dream lives on, and today Lucy's Love Bus is thriving.
I'm Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. I hope that you'll consider supporting Lucy's Love Bus and all of those children who have been stricken by cancer. The Great American Collectibles Show is partnering with Lucy's Love Bus to help these kids. Let's continue Lucy's dream. Please go to lucyslovebus.org for more information.
Since 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, Mile High. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
For more than 30 years, Robert Edward Auctions has been the industry leader when it comes to helping you realize the most money for your baseball cards and sports memorabilia. In addition to their unparalleled reputation for honesty and integrity, they reach the largest number of bidders in the business and offer lower seller's fees, as well as generous cash advances up front on your valuable material. Contact them today at 908-226-9900. That's 908-226-9900 or at robertedwardauction.com.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectibles Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring your personal card or memorabilia collection.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Now look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
Okay, we are back. John Taube from JT Sports is in the house. Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petrocelli sitting next to me. Rick, that's kind of a good, nice outfit you got on.
Yeah.
You're playing golf this afternoon?
Oh, I'm going to go to a driving range. I went Monday.
Yeah. How'd you hit it?
Good, yeah. Always good on the driving range. You go on the course, forget it.
Yeah, you're right across the street from the North Palm Beach.
Yeah, so I have to go.
So you get serious. No, let's take a step back a minute. So how many free rounds do they give you over the course?
None.
I don't believe that.
No,
for
Florida.
second.
I'm telling you, Florida is very expensive. Their golf because it's a beautiful golf course.
So you're telling me that you have no relationship with the guy, the pro, or anything?
None. I don't even know him. I'm serious. I'm looking for.
You gotta fix that, Tom.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry?
Well,
You gotta fix that for him.
Yeah,
Rico, you have to, give him a little gratitude every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, there's something you got to do there, man.
No, I can't.
Well, listen, but on the other side of the coin, Louis and John, we have friends that mutual friends that have already set them up for rounds of golf at Wellington. Hey, did you hear, by the way, speaking of Wellington, Tom Cerrito, a good friend of ours, it was the 30th anniversary of the town of Wellington. And so they had this big festival that Tom is involved with. And they had this Billy Joel knockoff band on stage. And who walks on stage to play 3 songs with him? Billy Joel.
Billy Joel? Oh, man.
He lives in Wellington, and he asked if he could come on stage. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. It is time now for another Crackerjack moment brought to us each week by our good friend Paul Borges and PB Collectibles. Paul's a little under the weather too, by the way.
Yeah.
Go to pbcollectibles.com for that special vintage card at an amazing price. All right, today, this guy is one of my all-time favorites, Sherry McGee. Why isn't Sherry McGee in the Hall of Fame? Taking a hard look at his stats, McGee measures up to many who are in Cooperstown hallowed hall. The prototypical 5'2" player, Sherry was one of the true stars of the dead ball era. An outstanding offensive and defensive player, McGee scored 100-plus runs twice, was the national RBI champ 4 times, the NL batting champ in 1910, and played for the world champion Reds in 1919. He knocked in 1,176 home runs and had 2,169 hits over his brilliant 16-year career. His best year was in 1910, Rico, when he batted .331 and led the league with 110 runs and 123 RBI. That year, he also had a sparkling .445 on base percentage, and let's not forget his .507 slugging percentage. McGee was also a whiz on the base path, stealing 441 bases. Known for his hot temper and orneriness, ornery. Thank you. He developed a reputation as a troublemaker. During a game in 1911, McGee punched out an umpire, sending him to the hospital with a broken nose, and ended up suspended for most of the season. Many fans enjoyed getting on McGee during games because they felt he always put himself ahead of his team. He eventually wore out his welcome wherever he played and found himself back in the minors, as was very common in those days. McGee played for another 7 seasons in the minors and had some outstanding offensive years. It's ironic that after so many scraps with umpires over his career, guess what? He became an umpire in the New York Penn League and the National League after his playing career ended. However, McGee's career as umpire was cut short when he contracted pneumonia in early March of 1929 and died 2 weeks later at the young age of 44. Certainly. A great defensive player, undoubtedly. A Hall of Famer, unfortunately, Sherry McGee has not made the grade.
Should be.
And that's another Crackerjack moment.
Everybody should go to tomzappalamedia.com/Crackerjack Collection to order your copy of the Crackerjack Collection, Baseball's Prize Players. This great book will give you a glimpse into the personal and professional lives of the players in this iconic collection. And because of a great find of extra books, that Crackerjack Collection book is now on sale at 30% off at tomzappalamedia.com/Crackerjack Collection.
Now, Lou, when did you insert that? Just out of curiosity. Was that just now off the top of your head?
Yes.
Pretty cool. Thank you. I appreciate
I'll tell you, every book, it sounds like I'm sucking up, but I don't mean it that way. But his books, he and Ellen, they're just great.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. We've had great support, and we've got a great publisher. And
when I showed my kids the books, and they just wow, it was great. I mean, my 4 sons, of course, they like baseball and follow the Red Sox and other teams, and they loved it.
Well, I appreciate it. Honestly, this last book project that we're involved in, I'm really excited about it because it was Lou and John, and the 3 of you were basically saying, everybody knows, John, about the Black Swamp find and about the Lucky 7 find and the 1952 Tops find, but there are some stories in here that are very, they're not big $1 million, $1.5 million fines, but the stories, man, are just absolutely just some great stories. There's one, I think I told you that we spoke about it last week. It's not a very, very big dollar fine. It's probably worth 50 grand, let's say. All right. But JP, one of the stories that we're talking about, one of the items is a canceled check. It's just a canceled check that's authenticated by PSA, signed by Lou Gehrig. And there's a lot of those out there.
Okay.
The only difference was this check is made out to the hotel that was right next door to the Mayo Clinic, and it's written the day after he was diagnosed with ALS when he was checking out of the hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an iconic, right? An iconic piece of memorabilia. Wouldn't you say, John?
That's a great piece. That's a tremendous piece. Just another piece of Gehrig's is the bat that he used in his final spring training.
Yeah, Rico has a question to you made me write that down. You asked the question.
Speaking of bats, where's the call shot bat? And also, I was telling Tom about when he saw it too on Facebook about that.
The call shot.
The call shot, and the old video of old film, and it was great. And it looked like Ruth was pointing to the dugout, the opposite team,
and they were busting his chops.
Yeah, they always ragged on him. There was a lot of it going on in all the dugouts in those days.
All right, you Red Sox fans, okay, both of you Red Sox fans,
all three of us.
Okay, all three of you Red Sox fans. He pointed.
Okay,
yeah. He pointed to Waverly Avenue, whatever.
You are such a Yankee suck up. It's like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
It's a moment in baseball history that no one will ever forget, and it's a tremendous piece of Ruth history, if you will.
Well, what's cool about that?
As big as Pedro dropping Zimmer. Is it that big?
It's bigger, a little bigger, but it's still. And also just a point, I want to correct myself. A few minutes ago, when I talked about the cork bat, I do believe he used that bat in a major league game, but I do not believe that he used it corked in a major league game.
I see.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I was going to ask you that. What does that bat date back to, John? Could you tell what time period? The cork bat.
That bat was. Oh yeah, it's from the early 20s.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, I've got to look at it. I'd have to look at the letter exactly, but it dated to the early 20s, and it was just it looks like a piece of furniture. It's beautiful.
All right, so we know what happened to the call shot jersey. Where is or does it exist, the call shot bat? Are you aware of where it may be?
Well, no one knows. That is a piece of buried treasure that has yet to be found, and there really hasn't even been a credible bat presented, that is being billed as the call shot. And what were we just talking about a little while ago? The clarity of the imagery that's available. It's not there. You can't even, the pictures I've seen, you can't even pick up a grain pattern.
Really?
You just touched on it a minute ago, the buried treasure. And again, it's the most fascinating part of the hobby for me. In your estimation, how big is the well? Is that called shot bat out there? How many vintage bats are out there in a barn or under a shed or under some stairs or in the attic? How deep is that well, do you think? Nobody knows.
How the well, let's say this. Through the course of the years of this hobby, that well was very deep. Okay. But now it's thinning out considerably.
Yeah, with all the money, people are going to look for these things, I would imagine, and say, I have that somewhere.
That's correct. Yeah. You're not, people who find something in the attic with all the take golden auctions with the Golden Touch TV show. Okay, everybody knows if they find anything, they're on the phone. Next thing, they're online. They go to an auction company.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they just I know Ken they just found another Wagner. That I think it's already been on his show. And they're still out there though, John. I was just reading today about another big find, and we're on the fence about including it. Somebody called an auction house, and it's called Auction Monthly, or some auction house in California, with 10,000 58 and 59 Topps cards, 65 Mickey Mantles.
Wow.
60, no,
right.
what did I just say? 58 and 59. What year was he a rookie?
I didn't hear that. Hey, by the way, that story on Facebook said that Ruth hit a breaking pitch, a curveball thrown to him, and he hit it almost straightaway center.
Straightaway center.
You know how strong you have to be.
Well, you know something interesting though. The backstory is I was reading some of the newspaper articles because we're obviously including that in the book. And Ruth, when he was circling the bases, man, was laughing hysterically.
Hysterically.
He was laughing. He was kind of pointing at the guys. And when he was in the dugout, he was just laughing his butt off and pointing to them. And they were really, really getting pissed off at him. They were really getting pissed off at him. But I guess that's just the way it is. You know, Rick, I want to ask you, you use a lot of pine tar when you played, correct?
Well, yeah, everybody did. Mostly everyone.
All right,
because we didn't have the gloves yet.
Some of the players, you would tell me, can you tell the Yaz what Yaz used to do?
Yeah. No.
You can't tell that? Well, I'll tell him. You can. He's retired.
All right. Yeah.
I can tell you what Yaz did.
Go ahead.
Well, later in his career, he was just a little, batter's box dirt early on. You don't see a lot of, I don't want to say his bats are, immaculate, but you don't see a lot of pine tar. Now, as you get into the 70s, mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s, he starts doing a tape application, spiral tape application to the handle. And he continued to do that until he retired.
One of the things about Yaz that stands out is over the course of his career is he never met a batting stance he didn't like. He just changed the stance constantly.
Well, he did, but you know something, Lou? That was good because I think his stances adjusted to his age as he was getting older, correct?
Yeah, there was more adjustment than that. It seemed to me anyway. Was he the same with bats? Did he just experiment with different bats? Rico would probably know more.
Yeah.
But Rico, you told me once, one night we were having a few drinks, you and I.
Me?
Yeah, and you told me about that every once in a while he'd take some kind of a tool.
Yeah.
And
would scrape the, what do you call it?
The barrel?
Not, yeah,
well,
the
grain.
barrel.
The grain.
The grooves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The grooves. You know those can openers you should have like a triangle?
Yeah.
So he would do that and then get some rosin, melt the rosin, and then sort of smooth it out with sandpaper, and
what does that do, John?
Well,
hardens the bat, but just
well, couple things. Yastrzemski, to the contrary of what most players do as they lighten up and maybe shorten the bat. Later in the 70s, Yaz starts using 36-inch lumber and 33 ounce.
As he's getting older?
He uses bigger bats, yes. And what Rico's talking about is, several players would score the grain. And what they're doing is they're gouging the grain, and and then some of them, after they gouge it, they would bone it on a boning board.
But that's all legal, right?
It's all legal.
Yeah, but this it didn't work because what happens was when the rosin dried, right, and you even take batting practice with it would start coming out. Yeah.
So did you do anything like that?
I tried something. I grooved.
Well, you know what it's supposed to do? It's supposed to replicate the surface of a golf club and give the ball ball a little underspin and lift.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For distance.
But also the pine tar, it was easy to take off with alcohol and rag, would come off. But there'd be some residue on it that you could still tell that, there was.
Yeah.
So what was the size bat when you
got too thick?
When you were chasing Pepitone around what size bat were you using at that time?
In 67?
Yeah, when you chased him with the bat.
I didn't chase him with a bat. Get out of here. Anyway, I had the thin hand. either W215, but I went more towards the M110 and S2.
Yeah.
The S2 was really nice.
Did you ever wear batting gloves?
No. Hey, you know who brought that in? It was Hawk.
Oh,
Ken Harrell, the golf glove. I said, hey.
Now,
besides boning and what Rico was talking about, what was some of the other techniques that were used on bats that were less than legal, say, or borderline?
Well, some players, the older bats, you'll see little small nails.
Yes.
To repair the check. You'll see a pattern. Yeah, you'll see a pattern on the hitting surface that is not just a repair. That is basically the same thing. Scoring. You know, they're trying to rough it up, give the ball a little spin off the barrel of the bat.
Did they shellac bats? Did they mess with the finish to give it a little more strength?
Well, some players would remove the finish. And, you know, Rico mentioned cleaning off the pine tar. Johnny Orlando Sr. and Jr. would take care of Ted Williams bats. He would use a grip substance of rosin and olive oil. And he would put it on the handle of his bats. And then when it would build up too much, Orlando would take it down. He would scrape it off the handle of the bats. And you'll see Ted Williams gamers, nice ones, with the tar removed, and you'll see the scrape marks from the butter knife.
A guy named Orlando using olive oil? Who knew?
Oh, good. We are chatting with John Taube, JT Sports. I think it's time for a break, Lou, or not? It's your call, Lou. You're the producer of this fine show.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We have one more segment with Mr. Taube, who is in Florida. John, no tan, though. What's going on? You don't even have any tan.
I use an SPF 50, okay?
All right, that's right. Well, yeah, try. Wait, yeah. See, Italians.
I use that, Pat.
Rico and I use extra virgin olive oil.
That's
it works
right.
well.
It's
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
SPF 50 and podcast with you.
There you go. We'll be right back.
Take care.
I'm Rebecca Curry, a two-time child cancer survivor, recipient, and advocate for Lucy's Love Bus. The mission of Lucy's Love Bus, 501c3 nonprofit, is to provide joy, comfort, and quality of life for the entire family of children with cancer. Since 2006, they have delivered love and comfort to over 3,000 children with cancer and their family members across New England. The dream of Lucy Grogan, an 11-year-old cancer patient, was to help kids with cancer who are suffering right now, before there is a cure, by offering free, integrative therapies like art, music, horseback riding, and many other activities. Unfortunately, Lucy passed away, but her dream lives on, and today Lucy's Love Bus is thriving.
I'm Red Sox Hall of Famer Rico Petroselli. I hope that you'll consider supporting Lucy's Love Bus and all of those children who have been stricken by cancer. The Great American Collectibles Show is partnering with Lucy's Love Bus to help these kids. Let's continue Lucy's dream. Please go to lucyslovebus.org for more information.
Pristine Auction is a family-owned and operated online auction specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
If you are a discerning collector interested in owning the most important pieces in the hobby, look no further than Leland's Auctions. The original sports auction and appraisal house, Leland's was established in 1985 by legendary Pioneer founder Joshua Leland Evans. And today, President Mike Hefner carries on the tradition. From the Tom Brady card and memorabilia collection to the famed Boston Garden Auction to high-end card auctions from every major sport, Leland's has always maintained the highest standards. Go to Lelands.com and get your bid in. That's Leland's, the hobby's leading sports auction house for 4 decades.
It's often been said that championships are won on the practice field, and world records come only to those willing to work harder than everybody else. Heritage Auctions is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer because we believe that becoming the best is only an invitation to the challenge of remaining the best. This requires the skills of the hobby's top experts, capable of identifying and maximizing value for our consigners. It requires the most visited website in the industry, courting a global audience of collectors over 1.5 million strong. It requires a dedicated press department that expands our global reach far beyond the entrenched hobby marketplace. It's hard work, but a simple premise. Present the finest collectibles to the largest population of potential buyers, and world records will come. We invite all listeners to put the unmatched power of Heritage Auctions to work for you. Auction evaluations are always free, and our commission-based fee structure ensures that our interests are always aligned. The highest possible price for your collectibles. There will always be new world records to chase, so let's chase them together. Visit our website at ha.com and request your no-obligation review today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
Well, I'll explain to you why. You could do a card. Louis, what was the center fielder's name?
Jackie, great outfielder.
Great outfielder, couldn't hit. Jackie
Bradley Jr.
Jackie Bradley. You do a card with Jackie Bradley.
Yeah.
Rico Petrocelli, 0 for 32. Jackie Bradley, 0 for 44. Right?
That's right. Holy
That'd be an unbelievable 0 for 72 or 74 between the two. We're just talking about, Louis, we've talked about this a million times, and I said, this is what's going to happen. We've all talked about it. So now there's a card coming out. Mm-hmm. It is a combination, Roger Maris signed, Aaron Judge signed.
Oh.
And they're putting them together, and someone's going to pay a boatload of money for it.
But it's I don't want to get into this, but it's manufactured that they didn't sit down and sign together.
Exactly. You're making the point, but there are collectors out there that are going to pay big money for that card, or they're going to use it as a chase card. Crazy. John,
they could get Tom Brady and Wayne Gretzky and Shohei Ohtani to do a card together. That'd be awesome, right? Because they're right. Do it together.
John, what are your thoughts on that? We call them manufactured rarities, where I know you're not a card guy, but they're coming up with these different combinations, one of one, and people are paying boatloads of money for them.
Put it this way, from a marketing point of view, I don't want to say it's brilliant, but it's very smart.
Of course.
these cards are being, it's the rarity of what is being produced, which is the appeal. But I agree, like Lou said, they didn't sign the card together. It wasn't done, in conjunction with, Maris's career. It's just something that is put together, and what are they going to do? They're going to drop it into packs.
That's exactly
right. Yeah, and they're going to, drive sales.
What about bats? Anything like that happening in the bat world with the bat manufacturers, John? This marketing of product like that?
Yeah, still goes on. Their card companies are still purchasing pro player game used, and they're putting together, whatever it might be, Triple Crown winners, or whatever project they're working on, and a piece of the bat goes onto the card.
John, what about the cup bats? Are they still using those?
Yeah, cup end is probably more in use today than ever before. With these maple bats, what it does, it allows you to reduce the weight of the bat by, say, half ounce to an ounce, and without diminishing the hitting surface of the barrel.
Yeah, but
if you hit it player to do that was Jose Cardinal.
Yeah, it goes to the ball just like a cue ball.
No, the cue ball, but you break the bats easy.
Let me ask the resident Yankees fan, what about the torpedo bats?
Oh, nice.
Torpedo bats, honestly, Lou, the last you heard of them was, 2 weeks after the Yankees hit all the home runs.
Right, exactly.
That was the last you heard of the torpedo bats.
They still use them, though, but the talk died down considerably.
Yes.
John,
and honest, I haven't seen one yet. One hasn't come into the office.
John, species of bat. I mean, when Rico played, I mean, what was it like? What was a common species when you played? Ash,
yeah,
right?
Ash.
But
yeah.
I mean, there's so many different species of wood today. What are some of the different species, and is one better than the other? I know there's maple. Can you touch upon?
Well,
that?
maple is the most popular. And you also are seeing birch, yellow birch.
But birch is a pretty soft wood. It's not a real dense wood.
It's softer, but remember all of these, these new bats, the finishing process to the barrel of the bat is almost like it almost replicates an enamel coating. It's very hard, like what Rico's saying when he played. You'd hit the ball, you'd have a stitch mark, you could have deep stitch marks, you could have ball marks. Here, a lot of these bats, you don't see stitch marks, and they're well used.
Yeah. You get hit off the hands, and you get a bloop hit, and the bat's not broken.
Did you break a lot of bats?
No, because I didn't hit the ball ever. What do you see? That's what he's doing.
You hit the ball a lot.
Come on, Rico. Rico, you were an all-star.
You were, yeah. And by the way, he would never say this. I say it. I love, like, not embarrassing him, but I'll say stuff that he refuses to say because Rico is Rico. But everybody says you were a 2-time All-Star, but you weren't. You were a 4-time All-Star.
Plus, you held the record for the all-star shortstop home runs. Come on, Rico.
Yeah, okay, so it's a couple of good years, but this is so interesting to me. The bats,
Steve Lane, hello,
because the bats are so important. I mean, obviously they hit the ball, but not only that, but as you talked about, near the handle of the bat, it gets in your kitchen, as George Scott used to say, and hitting the ball in the end of the bat. Guys get hits, or you split a bat in two. I've seen them.
Sure.
And the bats are obviously important. For the pitcher, it's the ball, the stitches.
And I'll give you a stat that you're involved with, Rico. How many Yankee Red Sox brawls were you the first out of the dugout? I've seen.
That is a damn good question, John.
I'm telling you, the guy, he leads the team.
John, we were watching Elvin and I
had a short fuse in those days.
You did.
And grew up in an area, Brooklyn, me and Pepitone. That
the whole longboard thing, and the Tillotson, that game.
Did you and Joe have a history, Rico? Did you and Joe have a history before that?
No, we were friends. And I don't mean close friends, but we were
But
from
there was
the
one.
same
There
area.
was. I think it was the Tillotson game where you had somebody in. Was it Joe that you had in the headlock?
No.
You had somebody in a headlock,
No, I
and
wouldn't
you
do
wouldn't
that.
let go.
I was
You.
we had better fights in LA with the Angels.
Really?
Oh man, it was the best, one of the best ever. Beanball.
Let me ask you a question. When you were playing the Yankees, Rico, pre-game chatter in the clubhouse, were you anticipating who was going to get drilled?
Yeah.
And who the pitcher and who your pitcher was going to drill?
It wasn't only drilled, but sliding in. Now they can't do it. You slide into the shortstop and the second baseman on a double play.
High
and then
slide.
one time, Michael slid
Michael?
into home and knocked over Fisk. And they come up.
Yep.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, Gene Stick. He was great. He
But
was a great guy.
just
Is
to
that the one
follow up-
Bill Lee got hurt in that fight? The month
That was later, 76.
later, yeah.
So
Yeah.
following up with what John just asked you, I mean, there legitimately was a dislike between the two teams.
And yeah, in those days, a number of years, of course, with Munson and Fisk, there was a real rivalry.
Yeah.
You know,
You
and-
can see it. You can see
Yeah.
it in the faces of the players in those days.
Absolutely. But other guys would knock into, say, Fisk, right? Because they didn't like Fisk. And then at home plate, or they'd throw at him, you know. And then at second base, if they would slide into me or Mike Andrews, whoever was the second baseman on a double play, it was, coming in hard. I mean, it was spikes up. And if they hit you or spike you, here we go.
And I mean, and then there was a lull, but I think that kind of rekindled a little bit, when A-Rod was on the team and the whole
Yeah.
A-Rod, Veritek.
Veritek, yeah, but
Yeah, remember that great shot of Varitek, in the face of
The
A-Rod?
glove.
They protect them.
Yeah.
They protect them.
Yeah, we
now.
don't throw in 260 hitters. What a great line.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point.
No, it's just now they're protecting their players,
So-
which is good in a way. But in August, usually August is the month where, it's a long season and it's hot and all that, and guys struggling or whatever, or somebody's really hitting against the Yankees, killing them, hitting home run, and somebody's got to go down. But
Right.
now they're protected, and it's big investment now. These guys with the money they're making, and so
Did you ever
That's the way
stop? Did you ever start a fight?
no, never.
Never.
Nope. I'm telling you, I was just minding my business.
You were always in
But
the
to
middle
me,
of it.
To me, the team is a family.
Right.
It goes back to growing up, and that's fair. You got to protect. I told Lombard, I said, he threw at guys or he hit a lot of guys. I said, don't worry. He says, I said, I'll be in there before anybody gets to you. And of course, our catcher, and he hit a lot of guys that year because Magley was our pitcher.
Yeah. So I know you have mentioned that before. So Sal, he had a history of
Barber?
Yeah.
Kidding? He knocked down his brother, his sister. That's okay.
John, last year the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry provided a moment that you probably don't appreciate as much as we did with Roman Anthony and the walk-off home run and the bat flip.
Yeah.
It wasn't a walk-off because they were in Yankee Stadium, of course, but the bat flip, which I thought was a great moment. Is that bat around anywhere, or is that bat shown up?
That bat is probably around, yes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Are you familiar with a collector by the name of Jeff Bajukas?
no.
He has the large collection.
Wait a second.
You know Jeff. Tom.
I know Jeff. He's been on the show. He lives locally here in the Boston area.
Correct.
Yes, I know Jeff.
Very
You
good
know Jeff, too.
possibility. He may have that bat, and it might be on display in the Red Sox Museum.
Very cool. Very cool. Interesting. Jeff. He had a pretty good Red Sox collection. You have some of your bats, right? Or you gave them to the kids?
Yeah. The All-Star and the World Series bats.
All the kids have them.
Yeah.
And the 40th home run bat is
In the Hall of Fame.
Can you get that back?
I don't know.
John, how does that work? If Rico wanted to get that 40th, it went dark again, John. If that's okay.
Yeah, I see that.
If Rico,
I don't know what's causing that, Tom.
Why, Joe? You got to pay your electric bill, John.
It's got nothing to do with the lighting in here.
No, I know. It's a Luke thing. Well, let's blame Luke.
Yeah, 1,500 miles away, but let's blame Luke.
What were we just talking about? Because I want to ask John the question. And
Rico's bat in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. How does Rico get that bat? Can he get that bat back if he
Can he get it back? How did the Hall of Fame get it, Rico? Did you lend it to them or did you give it to them? They have lending agreements, and they have gift and lending.
I gave it to them, but why would they have it on? Why would they need it now? You got A-Rod, of course, broke that easily, and so his bat should be in there.
Maybe they're Red Sox fans, Rico. I don't know.
I don't know. I can give them a call and find out.
I got some connections.
Well, let's connect them. How much? No.
That's the record bat, right, Rico?
I got the ball. And then there's a picture.
Is the ball signed by you?
I think so. Maybe not. I could sign it, but there's a picture with a metal frame. It's big, and I was managing in White Sox organization in Birmingham, Alabama, and a state police guy came up to me. He says, did you know that your picture was taken with the ball that you with the ball, smiling, big one? I said, no, I never heard of it. He says, it was in a warehouse. He brought it to me. I got it. Nice. And it's the caption is from like a newspaper, black and white, and so he gave it to me. It's incredible.
I got to tell you guys something before we end this show. Rico, we're in Philly, John. You were with us, and Rico is doing a signing. And by the way, there were a lot of people standing in line for Rico Petroselli.
Yeah.
You were busy.
Two
people, like 200 people. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it, by the way. And of course, you took the longest because you're shooting the breeze with everybody. But I got to tell you something, Rico, there was such a crowd standing in line for Rico's autograph. So I'm in the back room because I had some time to kill before we went on the air. And Rico's signing, I'm sitting, remember where we were sitting?
Yeah.
And Rico comes walking in with this colored picture of him and this guy. And Rico's walking towards me. He says to me, hey, this guy came up to me and asked me if he could have his picture taken. Who is it? It was Johnny Manziel, quarterback. He had no idea. Who is this guy? He asked me to have his picture taken.
Oh, God.
But it was nice, a nice picture. I don't know what to do with it.
I gave it back to you.
I got it. Yeah, I saw it the other day. In fact, no, but it was nice. What a great show that was.
That was
fun. That was fun. Really,
John, how did you do? How do you do with these shows? Before we end this, how do you do with these shows? Because you have a great exhibit, great display. Do you actually? are you there for marketing purposes? Do you pick up much business at these events?
Well, at the Philly show is only an hour and 20 minutes from the office. So I come up there, really, it's public relations. We sell a few things. It's nothing like the National.
Right.
And I see, a group of customers in that area come into the show. They always stop by the booth. So there's, little PR, little marketing, and a few sales.
All right.
We enjoy.
Rico, why don't you tell us about our friend Tom Ruggie?
Yes, I do want to talk about our friend Tom Ruggie and his staff at Destiny Wealth Management. If you're a card or memorabilia collector, have you ever thought about how to manage your collection long term? Well, I certainly have. Excuse me. I look at my personal collection, and through the advice and expertise of Tom Ruggie, I've learned that you need a professional to help categorize, evaluate, and eventually
I can help you.
Put a liquidation plan together with dealers or auctioneers if you or your family decides to sell your collection. Most importantly, you need to be aware of the tax ramifications when you liquidate.
You're going to screw this up.
Although ZAP And Lou has begged me to include them when it comes time to depart. With my 40th home run ball or my 67 World Series glove, I'm going to Tom Ruggie and Wealth Management Group. And don't forget, Ruggie Wealth Management will also handle all of your investment needs. He's excellent. That's Ruggie Wealth Management, the go-to company to manage your collectible decisions.
Now, Lou, you know what was on the copy, right?
Well, I'm glad
it said Tom and JM.
JM, yeah.
I never changed it, but he
Picked
did
it
a
up.
good job. And listen, why don't you tell our good friends about Tom Finkelmeyer, who JT knows very well.
Well, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency has been insuring collectibles since the early 80s. The late Tom Finkelmeyer wrote the original sports memorabilia insurance policy when no one else in the industry was insuring sports collectibles. A lifelong collector of sports cards, Tom Sr. instilled the love of collecting in Tom Jr., the current president of Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency. Tom Finkelmeyer Jr., with 3 decades of insurance experience, has paired that expertise with 50 years of collecting. With a litany of professional designations, including counseling and risk management, Tom covers every aspect of your collectibles insurance needs. Unlike some of the companies that sell collectibles insurance directly to the consumer online, Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency is the only independent retail agent who specializes in sports memorabilia and collectibles nationwide. Representing all major companies that sell collectibles insurance, there's no agent that insures more collectors, dealers, appraisers, auctioneers, or events in the collectibles hobby than Finkelmeyer Insurance. Our good friend, current guest, and hobby legend John Taube of JT Sports has been using the Finkelmeyer Insurance Agency for over 20 years. He's got a lot of wood, so if it burns, there's a big problem. For more information, go to thefia.com. That's thefia.com. That's Finkelmeyer Insurance, where collecting is our passion.
I'm eyeing that coffee cake now.
That's right, guys. It's all about the wood.
That's right, it is. Hey, John, GameUseBats.com, correct?
Yes. Thank you.
So we are going to see you in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. Rico and I and Elsie and Ellen, and you and Brenda. We're going to go out to dinner on Rico. Don't be such a cheap.
Do it. I'm telling you. I'll pay.
2 drunken goats, Tom?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
2 drunken goats?
Oh, no. We're going to meet in West Palm at a kind of a.
It'll be fun.
But Lou, I got to tell you something. As soon as Ellen and I hit Singer Island, we brought our stuff up here. We got back on the elevator and we went to 2 drunken goats.
I just want to go so bad. I love that place.
That was the first thing we did.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said,
Hey,
JT,
John.
we love you, man. You know what you mean to the hobby and to us. You are a legend. I have
Thank
never,
you.
ever heard a bad thing about John Taube. You are probably one of the most, and I'm not just blowing smoke here. You're
Tom,
probably
you're
one of the
just not
most,
talking to enough people.
no, you're one of the most, if not the most well-respected guy in the hobby.
Thank
So
you.
is Lou.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Louis too, in the broadcasting world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Louis,
Yes, you are.
stay warm. Stay warm at the casino. Working at the casino, and how's the action? Pretty busy.
Action's big, yeah. We get a big weekend coming up with playoffs and college football and all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be big.
All right, Patriots Sunday night.
Yeah.
Patriots go. I think the Patriots win this week. Giants, and good luck to the Giants. Oh, sorry, John. The Giants, they're out of it now, aren't they? That's right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, wait a minute. No, forget the Jets. Oh, wait a minute. They're out of it too. I'm sorry.
But Aaron Rodgers is still in, so.
Yeah, he is. All right, John, we love you, and to our viewers and listeners, thank you all for the support. This is 2026, our 11th year, Rico. Our 11th year. With that
Take
being
care.
said, happy collecting.
Yep. Take care.
Hey!